Hey guys, Sval here. We just finished playing Soma, and spoiler alert, I like this game. Before we even get into the review, I just want to say it's going to be a positive, mostly positive review for this game. It's a game that I originally played about 4 years ago. This game originally came out in September of 2015, so I did play it about 4 years ago, but it had been a very long time since I played it, so I decided, hey, let's give it another go. Let's play it again, and I'm very glad that I did. Let's talk about the graphics in this game. Graphics, this game came out in 2015. As you can see behind me, you can see a little bit of the graphics there. They're nice. They're not cutting edge. They're not anything that you're going to drool over, but they're nice and they still hold up pretty well today. And like I've said in other videos, the graphics, luckily for scary games, for horror games like this, are not the number one concern. They're not your number one concern. There's things that are a lot more important than just the graphics, right? Like sound, atmosphere, things of that nature. So why don't we go ahead and talk about the sound in this game? The sound in this game it's pretty good. You know, I like to compare it to Amnesia real quick, and there's one reason I want to compare it to Amnesia. This game is also made by Frictional Games, which was the same people who made Amnesia. And I will say Amnesia kind of set the bar for me on the sound effects and the atmosphere in the background as far as making that spooky feeling and kind of making you your own worst enemy, and that you're scaring yourself more than the game is actually scaring you at some points. So this game is pretty good. They did a very good job. It has the music is great. It has that spooky ambiance, you know, that you come to expect. It doesn't deliver in the area of kind of micro sounds, I guess I call them. I don't know if that's really the right term, but in Amnesia you have those cockroaches on the ground, and they kind of give you those haunting, crunching, writhing kind of sounds that follow you around and haunt you for the game. It doesn't have that, but overall it's good. I have nothing to complain about. You hear the monsters, you hear their breathing, you hear their footsteps, you hear their wails before they decide to attack you. They did overall they did a pretty good job with the sound, I would have to say. Let's talk about the story. It's weird, but it's good. So I'll give you a general idea of the story. What's happened to the Earth is it's been struck by an asteroid. All living life on land has been wiped out. You do see life in the water, so you know there still is life on the planet. And the only human beings that have survived from this apocalyptic attack are the ones that are working in this underground water research station. And that's where you show up. Your character has been involved in a car accident and is suffering from a bleed in the brain. And one thing that happens is you go see a doctor and they do a brain scan of you. And then when you wake up from the doctor, you're here in this underwater place. And you get here because your brain scan was saved, and then you were basically put into a robot. And you find that out pretty early on, that you're actually not human, that you're in the body of a robot. And then to try to preserve the humankind, there has a woman that you talk with. Her name is Catherine. Again, you meet her very early on in the game. What she's done is she's gone ahead and she's scanned everyone's brains so that everyone's going to be placed in a machine. The machine's going to be shot out into space, and you're going to kind of fly around in space, and, you know, the brain scans are going to live on that way. That's basically the overall premise of the game. So again, the story is a little weird. Another part of the storyline is that the artificial intelligence has taken over, and it has spawned monsters, kind of like what you're seeing right now on the screen. You're going to see a monster come around the corner. It's there. You're hiding from it. And anyways, there's various moments like that throughout the game. The main characters are yourself, Simon. There's also another main character. Her name is Catherine. You only meet her brain scan. You only interact with her brain scan, I should say. And she communicates with you via a computer, essentially, at certain times in the game. You end up carrying her around with you throughout the game, and she's your She's your company. She keeps you sane by having somebody to talk to. She gives you guidance along the way, and ultimately helps you finish up with the conclusion of the game. So, with all those things, I'm going to kind of give my personal opinion on the game. Now, I already kind of gave it away earlier when I said I like this game. I enjoy this game. I do. I enjoy the hell out of this game. It it's it's kind of a futuristic feel to it. You're dodging monsters right and left. I really enjoy playing games like that. There's only one thing that irritated me in this game. There's a certain part of the game where they give you the choice to do something or not to do something. Um, and I did both choices and I played them through and played them back again. It doesn't matter what choice you make. And that really irked me, that it doesn't matter what choice you make. No matter what choice you make, the conclusion and the rest of the game plays out exactly the same. Beyond that, that's really my only gripe with the game. Graphically, it's good. Storyline is good. The monsters are good. And most importantly, when reviewing a horror game, is this game scary? The answer is yes. There are multiple times in this game where you're dealing with enemies who you don't know how to handle, you don't know how to deal with, and you just have to figure it out. You might die a few times, but you just have to figure it out. And you definitely are scared. The sound is very good. You're hiding. You're going up and down hallways trying to dodge these various monsters. There are a couple chase sequences in the game. I think there's three. I think there's three chase sequences within the game. They did a really good job at making you afraid of these monsters. And also, there's a lot of times when monsters aren't around and you're your own worst enemy. And I think they did a great job with that, where they're able to make it so that you're afraid and you're wondering where the monsters are, even when you're in areas where there are no monsters. So overall, this game is good. This game is borderline great. I'd probably give it something like an 8 out of a 10. If this game goes on sale, make sure you pick it up. It's definitely worth your time. It's worth a playthrough. If this game doesn't go on sale and you're looking for a horror game to play, pick it up. It's definitely worth your time. It's worth the playthrough. Give this game a shot, especially if you're looking for a spooky game. Well, that's all I've got to say. Remember, guys, to have fun, play some damn video games. I'll see you next time. Peace out.